Welcome into episode 154 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always, with me, host Stefan Loeffler at Junkwax Twins.
Oh, hi.
Ben Wilson at our Trading Cards, and I'm Tim Shepler at Big Shep 79. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors. So we're going to bring you a smart and insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Facebook
Eastern.
Live, and Twitch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at About the Cards. We're available as a podcast everywhere you can find one. Check out the website, aboutthecards.wordpress.com. We have a very special guest host hanging out this night, Herman He-Man Bryant at 3B Collection on the Twitters. What is up, buddy? How are we doing tonight?
Doing good. How about y'all?
Oh, we're excited. It's a new week in collecting. We have a nice geeked out release for me, at least this week, and
right.
I'm glad to be able to be on the show tonight. It was like I had some kind of a death flu earlier this week, and so I'm glad to be be here with you guys. 'Cause, like Monday, I was like, dude, I'm done. Like, see ya. Adios, sell the Trouts.
300.
Yeah, 300,000 to Steph. So, but boys, how you been?
Well, it's not all answered at once.
Yeah, silent. I'll give a quick shout out. All right, if you guys can't talk, I want to give a shout out to Matt McNeil. 1986 Astros.
Correct,
nice little package came today. First of all, for my favorite set of all time, a rack pack of 87 tops with Jamie Quirk on the front. But the other great thing I love about it is that it has the old great Tony Gwynn and some Rafael Palmeiro.
Nice.
Over here, the Future Stars card. And then on top of that, a beautiful Topps Heritage on-card auto, rookie auto of Brady Singer of the Royals. So huge ad. Did not have this autograph. I love 87 Topps. And I was very excited to get that and a nice little note to keep up the good work on the show. And we appreciate it.
Also, received a package. It's already been put away. But equally, some junky wax, some early 2000s Fleer upper deck. So some fun stuff to flip through.
Nice.
A couple autos here and there.
The cool thing about mine obviously had the 87 tops on it, which is
repack second.
Yeah, he's technically from the top traded. But the middle card is cool because it's the A's leaders. And then for Ben-Aguirre, got the all-star Roger Clemens on the end.
That's totally a bit of Gary Pack. I mean, that should actually belong in his collection because he collects Carney Lansford, who's prominent on the Ace card.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He likes McGuire, and we called him Aguirre for a long time, and it's got the Rocket on there. So I think it needs to head its way over to Ben. Sorry, Ben, you got to trade.
I actually have one that needs to out in the garage that needs to go to him that has a Clemens, but and then a couple of cool a Hudson and a Dave Stewart numbered cards. They're encased. I haven't really looked to see what they were from. But
what Topps? What were those called, Steph?
Pristine.
Yeah, Topps Pristine, I think.
Is that what it is? It's got the T in the corner.
Yep, it's the TP.
Yeah,
gotcha. So yeah, no, awesome. Matt's such a good dude and a good friend of the hobby.
Really good
friend of the show. Might have to see if we can get him on someday soon.
Like 2003.
Talk about we could talk about Mike Scott and Dave Smith, Alan Ashby,
Glenn. What was the first baseman? Glenn
Davis.
Glenn Davis. There you go.
He for a long time was a big rookie card in '86. The '86 set.
Yeah.
How about Mike Lamb and Adam Everett?
We could talk about them.
Yeah, but we're talking '86 Astros. Steph,
we could talk
before your time.
Yeah.
At Nolan. That was a pretty good team. Yeah. I had a friend that was a big Astros fan back in the day, so I remember all those guys. Yeah, he loved Alan Ashby for whatever reason. But what have you been up to, bud? What have you been collecting and focusing the PC on lately?
I'm still focusing on Freddie Freeman's and Dale Murphy's. Still working on my my Braves binder project on the team sets for Flagship, Gypsy Queen, and Allen Ginter and Heritage.
Nice. Those are good sets to go with.
How far back are you going?
Well, for Flagship, as of right now, I'm just going back to 66,
Gotcha.
which is when
when
that's when the Braves came to Atlanta.
now is that because going before that, the Hank Aaron's and the Eddie Matthews are going to be a little pricey, or is it just because?
No, I basically just cut it off at 66 because that's when they came to Atlanta, and I figure if I get that much of it done, then I'll start going back from there.
Gotcha.
He sounds like me and my Giants. Plus the cost of those early Mays cards are,
not fun.
Yeah, and now that I look at it, I mean, since he's passed, and it was already a little pricey, but since he's passed, and with everything that's going on now, they're really up there. So, it may be one of them things that.
The one advantage with Hank Aaron, though, is because he rookied in 54, you don't have to deal with the insane prices on 52 and 53.
Right.
You would with Matthews, of course, but a lot of it also depends on how particular you are about the condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and weren't you working on a 72 set?
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
How close?
I'm down to 33 cards.
That's awesome. Now, did you okay? So we've had this debate going back and forth. When you started that set, did you start with the big stars, or did you start with like going after all the commons?
Actually, I started by buying I guess what was classified as a starter set.
Okay.
There was
partial sets.
it was kind of a partial set. It was kind of a mixture of some commons. I mean, the Carlton Fisk was in there, so I mean that's one of the bigger ones. Not the biggies wasn't in there, like the Nolan Ryan, Pete Rose, and some of those. But I've got most of those now, so it's just basically I'm looking for. I guess you consider it common high numbers.
Sure.
Gotcha.
So 72 and 67 in particular are rough on those. So that's understandable.
But that's still
Speaking-
that's still a super fun chase.
Oh,
It is.
definitely.
I actually was able to pick up 16 at a card show here. Well, I say here local. It's about an hour and a half drive from me over in Spartanburg a couple weeks ago. So
Nice. That's got to be
Stubbs
hard.
area.
That's impressive to get that many when your checklist is less than 50. To knock 16 out of 49 off the list at a card show, especially card shows right now, where that's not really the focus of most sellers.
yeah.
So
Well, there was actually one dealer that I knew was going to be there. He was there last year, back in December when I went.
Okay, so
And
let me
I
ask the
actually-
obvious question. Is his name Roger and he's an older guy?
I don't know his name. I know he's an older guy, but I don't know what his name is. But he had when I ran up on him, I didn't exactly go expecting to find that many, so I didn't have the funds that I needed. So I went back specifically to find him, and just by sheer chance, he was there, and some of the same ones he still had. So I was able to pick up all of them.
So, question. Speaking of high numbers, for your Braves, what? Because there's several that are in the 60s that are a bit harder to find. How's your team set looking for 66s?
I have zero.
Zero.
I haven't even got that far back. I've got
That's
67.
Not uncommon.
I've got 67 and 68 completed, but not 66.
There's a reason I asked. There's one in particular, Chichi Olivo, card number 578, that it's just impossible to find for most people. Or when it does, it's just stupid priced.
Yeah. I actually passed up. I found the whole team set as a whole, and I passed it up because of the price of it. I thought I was going to buy the whole thing, but then I said, well, after I saw the price, I'll try to piece it out. But
How much was the set, just out of curiosity?
I want to say it was like 125.
That's not bad considering, if you're getting the high numbers and you're getting obviously the Aaron and the Matthews.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad price. Doesn't mean that it was in your
Now
budget
too, this
at that
was
time.
Yeah, too. Now this was say pre-COVID. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah.
So
You'll be able. There'll be one you'll be able to find. So But no, that's the fun part of the chase, because if you knock it off too quick, then what was the whole point of doing it, right? It's the chasing down and getting that last one, and completing that set, and that's what makes it more fun. I mean, I'm still working on 70 through 76 on the top flagship sets, and I've kind of slowed down a little bit, but it's still fun when I pick up 5, 6, 7 for them and put them in there and get them knocked off. So
Yeah.
Well, so I know me and Shep briefly talked about a card that came out of a box that we broke. But before we got to that, one of the card shops that we had some opened cases of some like 89 tops, 88 traded, just bundled sets full on. And I wanted to show 2 of them off while Angela pulls the other card. How nice are these? Still in box.
hold on, I'm going to put it up on full screen here.
87 Sportflix Rookies, set 1.
Those boxes are in gorgeous shape.
And set 2. Oh, the unopened case was just gorgeous. Not much done to them. I do like that they changed the logo at the top between Series 1 and Series 2, color-wise. And if I'm not mistaken, so check out the names here. Center. Card number 13 might be of particular interest for Ben.
I'm certain Ben has it, but yeah.
Or Terry Steinbach, or Matt Williams, BJ Surhoff, Devon White.
Did you just call him Steinbach?
I said Steinbach.
No. Tim, can you roll that back about 20 seconds?
Listen, just because I was reaching the other way away from the microphone and it didn't get picked up.
I said
that's what I
Montaigne.
said.
No, I don't think so, guy.
Okay, Tony. But 2, we broke a box of SP Game Used, trying to pull a Kaprizov card, and didn't. But
Yeah,
we
I think you
did
okay.
when Chris Carlin was on the show, and he said to collect Alexis. I didn't think that I'd be this deep into collecting Alexis, but here we are. Card number 14 of 35, a big letter N, autographed upside down by Alexis Lafreniere. Draft day marks. Super nice card, paid for the price of the box. And yeah, set that aside for now.
Yeah, that's a nice pull.
Not having the best rookie year, but the hype's still there. Still has a couple years. I mean, he's like
sell, right?
So no, not yet.
So always no. If they have if they're doing bad right away, you get rid of them. If they go on the DL for 7 days because you had a splinter that got infected, you have to sell because they're never going to be the same player again.
Well, and I'd like to know, hey, Rich, where are your Daniel Jones quarterback crates?
Oh, this hobby cracks me up with.
Yeah, that like when people were selling Fernando Tatis when he got hurt earlier this year, and it's like, what? Why? He didn't lose a limb.
Why?
Like he didn't get run over by a bus.
Well, it's like the Daniel Jones hype train where, everybody is spending 4, 5, 6x after he became a starter, and it's like, the guy was drafted 6th overall, and that the Giants were going to get him in at some point this year, right? Don't buy tomorrow, buy yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, can you give us a little background on the 3B and what like your breaks and the stuff that you're doing there?
The 3B and 3B collection. That actually excuse me. That actually started back in like 2001 when I have 3 sons. And that's where the 3B came from. I was just getting back, or trying to get. That's actually when I started the 72 set. Was in 2001. Got on eBay looking for some, and I had forgotten my eBay account from earlier, so I started a new one, and that's just the name I went with. I was like 3 Boys Collection, 3B Collection. That's kind of how that started. And then a lot of people think third base or 3 balls. I don't know what they think. But
I don't know that you know what kind of show we do, but
well, I mean, you have baseball, basketball, and football. Come on.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, those are the balls we were speaking of. Yes.
Yeah, see, Steph, don't go left when everybody else is going right. Come on.
and one huge hockey stick.
Don't think zebras when you hear like hooves. Think horses, right? Like,
But yeah,
damn it, Steph, we're only 16 minutes into the show.
But yeah, that's where it got started. And then when I got back into the hobby a couple of years ago, when I got on Twitter, I just kept the 3B collection and then went with it. And as far as the breaks, yeah, I do some every once in a while. I'm not trying to make a business out of it. I started it just for fun. I'm not on every week trying to sell a box to break. Maybe once a month. I think this last it's been about 2 or 3 months since I've done one. So I do, I plan on trying to do a couple with Series 2, but not trying to make a business out of it.
We're going to talk about the allocation of that product too later. Tell us a little bit what you have going on with Ken in the Hobby Roundtable.
Hobby Roundtable was something that we started. It actually spun off from the thing we do. Excuse me. Thing we do on Monday nights at Personal Rips and Hobby Chat. But there's this group of guys that was always in the chat, and then most of those were on YouTube, like Bo and some others. And then when Bo's on, the same people's in the group. So I was like, hey, we're always talking in chat, so let's just get together and jump on YouTube and just have like a Zoom conversation on YouTube. And it kind of took off as I had several people reached out that wanted to join in, which is great. We've had Rich on, Steph's been on, Ben's been on, along with several others. But and it's, I mean, the door's open to anybody that wants to join in. We try to set a few topics and then kind of roll with it, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of guys sitting around the table and talking cards.
Nice. Yeah, I've checked out a few times, and I've wanted to hop in, but just haven't had the opportunity. So I'm gonna have to make sure I may set some time around coming up soon to do that. So
yeah, we got the next one is scheduled for the 19th. I'm trying to stick with the third Saturday of the month and just kind of get it on a regular basis of once a month. So
nice. And just before we get into the meat of the show, we just kind of, what are your current state of the hobby opinions, like thoughts, like where we are today? We're such a different spot, I think, since the last time we've talked. I mean, so much has changed. We just kind of want to get your idea of what your thoughts are currently.
As far as the state of the hobby, I mean, it's right now it seems like it's settling down some to me. I mean, you still got stuff it's hard to find retail, which you can't find retail in Target now. But and it's to just buy a box of hobby or anything is still up there, but things doesn't seem like they're moving like they were. So I feel like it's starting to. I don't want to say bust, correct, or whatever, but I mean it's settling down. I think. Yeah. It's just that
I agree with you. I just think that we were just chugging along at such a pace, right? And I think with Target shutting down the retail, that pulled a bunch of people that weren't as when I say invested, I meant like time and years wise, or heart and soul into collecting. I think that pulled them out. So therefore, that chase element, that lottery ticket moment, that kind of stuff, that easy, quick, fast, money went away for them. And so that's kind of where that went. And I think that's okay. I think we've had a lot more eyes on it, good and bad, because we've seen the fights and what led to Target not having the cards anymore. So, we will see.
Yeah. And that's the thing with me is, and I'm not now, nor have I ever been a big hit chaser. I want Freddie Freeman's. I don't even have that many high-end Freddie Freeman cards. I'm happy with the base cards. I'm happy with the parallels. Down to so many, you know. I'm not chasing autographs and one-on-ones and stuff. So,
what do you consider high end for a
well,
player?
when I say high end, but I'm not like the Jersey relic cards, the what is it? The name in a name with the Jersey card, like what Steph showed, stuff like that. I mean, I don't necessarily have to have that.
No, because high end is a very subjective term, right?
Right.
Like when people are like, "Oh, that's expensive." Well, what is expensive to you versus the next person? And for a player collector, where is that cap? For me, if I'm chasing McGuire's, for instance, I try not to go too much lower than out of 25 on parallels, because now we're talking about serious money. Although over the last year or so, some of the 25 and 50s were not affordable. Right. And again, something that was selling for $20 3 years ago was selling, last year, Series 1, selling for $50-$60. I mean, it's not like $60 is expensive per se, but for a card that I got that exact same color just 3 years ago, that's a 3x. That's a good jump in such a short time.
We're going to end the show now because John Martinez just ended it. He says high end equals gallery. So at that point,
we'll see you guys next week. And,
I can't move on after that.
Yeah.
No,
we might just end the whole podcast.
Like the art museum.
This was the last episode of About the Cards podcast because
obviously not a reference to product.
But yeah, like last year, I think Series 2 Freeman, I managed to get 2 of the printing plates and the clear, which is 1 of 10.
Damn, you've had a clear?
Yeah. From last year. Ashley was probably the highest I've ever paid for any card. I did it by accident, but I stepped up and I took it. I actually think I got shield on the card, but
what relative price range did you end up paying?
I paid $100 for it.
100. I don't think I paid more than 100 for any card. So
I could probably count the times on one hand the time I paid over $100 for a card.
Yeah, but like I said, I actually picked it up on eBay. So
yeah. Hey, but the thing is now you have it, and it's like 1 of 10, and it's your guy. And there's sometimes where those mistakes, like it's like okay, and then after you've kind of lived with it for a while, you look at it and it's awesome. I mean, to be honest, in all the tops I've opened in the last 8-9 years, I haven't seen it. I haven't pulled it clear. I haven't even seen one in person. Yeah, since I got back into the hobby. So I've seen quite a few cards.
Archive signature.
I missed out. I missed out on the Independence Day and Mother's Day. I think is the only 2 I didn't get besides the 1 of 1.
What's funny is that you bring that up. From Series 1, I'm still looking for the Mother's Day parallel of Buster Posey. It's the only one I don't have outside of that. I think he has a clear one. But one popped once, and it sold before I even had an opportunity to buy it. Haven't seen another one on eBay, ComC, Sport Lots. So I have no idea. It's all one.
In all the rainbows I've ever built, and I've built quite a few, and we're going from base all the way down to say 25, right? Nothing above that or below that, depending on how you argue it. I've had more problems with the Mother's Day parallel than any other. I've seen camos come up more regularly. The Father's Days are tough, but they always seem to be relatively easy, comparatively speaking. For whatever reason, Mother's Day always is just a pain in the rear, to the point where I've thought,
in real life too.
Yeah, I've literally thought that I don't know that 50 of those actually make it to market because it just seems that way. I've heard other collectors, like you said, Shep, that.
Well, yeah, even opening
a handful of them, yeah.
So interesting. Well, let's get into it. Last week's release is the week that was Topps Living Week 169. We card 419, Jesse Winker, outfielder of the Cincinnati Reds, sold 5 over 1900. And card 420, Jared Kalenic, a rookie outfielder of now the AAA Tacoma Rainiers or whatever, sold 50 over 5300, which I think is the third most sold this year. Real quick, I didn't point this out last week. I'm just noting this. It was week 169. We had a Winker and a card 420. Just going to put it out there.
Well,
Enjoy.
Now, at least referencing show notes, are you sure it's not Winkler?
Oh, it is Winkler. Yeah.
Because the card says Winker.
Yeah, it's Winker. I know. I mistyped. Sorry. But yeah, no. And so Kalenic goes like, what, 0 for 170,000 at bats? And
gets something like that, yeah.
96 or something like that.
Hey, it's fine. I mean, Mickey Mantle got sent down once, right? So,
I mean, the kid had a handful, a couple dozen at bats above single A. He was rushed to the bigs. He'll have a fine career, Hall of Fame career, probably not, but an above average career, probably. I mean, anything above that is gravy. I'm sure the kid will play 10 to 12 years, if not more.
8 hits, 92 plate appearances.
But that shouldn't be anything that would deter anybody from saying that this kid's not going to have a solid career.
Huh.
Yeah. We also had 21 Topps Finest Baseball and 21 Panini Absolute Baseball. Hey, but you had a comment. You've had a hard time finding any Absolute Baseball in the secondary market, like singles.
Yeah. So for the A's, they only had Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, Jimmy Fox, and Ricky Henderson on the checklist. And I mean, do a search for him. Type in 2021 Absolute Ricky Henderson. Nothing yet. Jimmy Fox has 1 base and 1 parallel on eBay right now. I got the Chapman base the other day, and I think there's 1 or so parallels. There's 1 Olsen parallel, no base, and the product's been out now since Friday, so it's not like there hasn't been time. Nothing's on Sport Lots yet, but if just searching the A's is indicative, if we can extrapolate that over all 30 teams, it's not very much. And you would think by now a product that's been out close to a week would be flooded at least with the base.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking if Breakers broke it Friday, right, packed and shipped it, went out Monday, Tuesday, that people might have not had it, and maybe that's where the project was going, more Breakers than it was, hey, I'm going in a hobby shop to buy Absolute Baseball when Finest is out. Because, yeah. So
no retail. I mean, again, we spoke last week about this, that there were a couple of. If that just popped, I hadn't seen that yet.
It sold.
Well,
he missed out.
But if you look at what we were speaking about last week, that there were a couple of, I think the green parallels are retail only. What's going to happen with those? This might be one of the first products that are going to be affected by there's no retail on the shelves. Yeah. It could be wrong. Andrew Bayside in the chat says the case he broke only had 4 of the 10 cards per pack that were actual base. The rest were parallels and hits.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's a good blend from the breaker side of things. But it'll be interesting to see if this continues to roll out because, again, Series 2 is going to come out now. And if you're in the hobby shop right now on Friday, let's speed up 48 hours, and I got Series 2 baseball or Absolute Baseball sitting in front of me, all things being equal, what are you buying?
99% of people are going to buy Series 2.
Yeah, it could be a hard product on the rollout, and
we'll see. Yeah.
It'll be interesting, really, with the parallels as to how many of those actually surface.
Well, the retail stuff, see, the retail only parallels is what's scary because, again, you're now without Target. It's like, okay, if Walmart puts them out, okay, do the flippers sell them? Or are they not able to sell them and they're sitting on them and it never gets opened and whatever, and then ends up in some storage unit, and 25 years later, we're watching storage auctions, 2052, and someone opens up and it's all the Absolute 2021 baseball, and everybody's laughing. Oh, remember that was? Oh yeah, that's like $2 a box now.
It'll be sitting on my checklist for 25 years. I'm like, honey, I'm about to spend 38 cents on a Jimmy Fox parallel.
Yeah, I've waited 25 years for.
Oh, baby,
I can die happy.
It'll be interesting because we saw a slow rollout with Donruss. It'll be interesting to see some of these products. I know we were laughing about Gallery, but that's another product that is retail that might have issues if it's released at all this year.
What happens to Topps Chrome Update? Only sold at Target. Anyway,
Womp,
we'll
womp.
talk about that's a whole nother conversation. I think we're going to talk about some stuff that happened this weekend about Target.
Because I have the last 3 years all but master setted.
Well, congratulations, Steph.
It's going to kill me when that comes out.
Hot off the press is this week's new releases. Topps Living Week 160, card 421, Jesus Aguilar, first baseman, Miami Marlins.
And speaking
card
of me,
422, Alex Kirilloff, rookie outfielder for the Minnesota Twins.
Speaking of poor debuts.
How many of these are you buying, Steph?
To be honest, probably the same amount as I did of the Kirby Puckett.
Which was
I'll
0.
forget about it and then pick it up later. just being honest.
Cue the YouTube chat for people that are going to be like, "Oh, Steph, I'll buy one for you." What?
Yeah. No, it's nice. I mean, you're getting an underrepresented team with the Marlins and a guy that's had some success. He was a Hall of Famer. He was a All-Star a few years ago for the Brewers. Was that 2018? I want to say.
For the Yelich trade.
And no, I think he came over last year's. This year's a free agent.
Yeah, he signed as a free agent. I think beginning of 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, and a young guy. So nice week. Let's get into it, guys. I'm excited here. 2021 Topps Series 2 baseball. By the way, if a Series 1 comes out and Series 2 comes out, it's going to look the same. So don't be disappointed. There was some confusion from somebody on Twitter this week about being disappointed that Series 2 just looked like Series 1. And yeah. So we have a hobby box, which right now is going to run you about $138 a box, 24 packs per box, 10 cards per pack, 1 autographed memorabilia or manufactured relic, 1 silver promo pack. Remember, those are the 1986 design. 1 home run challenge card and 2 rainbow foil parallels. A jumbo box going to run you in the neighborhood of $237. 10 packs per box, 46 cards per pack. 1 autograph, 1 mem card, 1 manufactured relic, 2 silver promo packs, 2 chrome 70 years of Topps box toppers, 5 gold foil parallels, which are only found in the hobby jumbo, and 1 home run challenge cards, a 330 card base set, or a couple new inserts in this product. There's debut HD or DH and debuts. It spotlights the National Leaguers who starred as designated hitters last year when we had the all DH. And 0 to 60 looks at the league leaders from the shortened 2020 season and compares them to numbers of other 60-game stretches. It's a continuation of Series 1. They have the Topps Platinum die cut, and that's the greatest players of all time in a die cut form, and it's another 25 cards. So now you have a total of 50. We have 1986 autographs. You're also going to have in the name relics that have the full color or the full letter from the back of a game-worn MLB jersey like Steph showed his hockey guard. There's also new 2021 rookie patch cards, which will have a patch that looks like the rookie card logo manufactured in there. Your commemorative World Series rings, 70th anniversary event invitations. There's, I think, 50 of those. And there's also some short print variations as well. So your base cards are going to end in a little bottom code on the top bottom of the card. So you get your magnifying glasses out. Those end in 423. The short prints are 441. And as of this afternoon, no super short prints had been found because, again, this product was supposed to come out today. Got pushed back to Friday. I know Mick has a short print card. It's card number 52, and then at the top of the card, it will designate, though, it is part of Series 2, not Series 1, even though it has a Series 1 number. So we will see. But I'm always excited. There's some cool they had Nolan Ryan throwing the football as one of the short prints, and I was really excited about it. But I looked at it, and the photograph is like, I know it's from the 90s, but it's so great. It looks so bad. Like it just doesn't. I don't know. It just didn't look good to me. I'm not. I don't know. So maybe Steph will get to it here in a sec. But it's we got look. There you go. Wade Boggs, the Chicken Man. He's got a Short print, way to go there,
I
Wade.
realized I thought it was 400. That's a good
Damn it.
looking card.
So
1987 Reggie Jackson.
Son of a gun. There we go. It's a beautiful card, though.
That Wrigley, Frank Thomas there.
looks
Yeah,
like
playing
it.
at, you remember when they used to have the Cubs White Sox game every year? Am I that old to remember when the Cubs, they'd have an exhibition in the middle of the season? Yeah. See, there's the Nolan Ryan card, and it just, I don't know what it is, but his face is all like his hand. It looked all grainy to me when I saw it on my phone. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the best photo.
And then Yaz looks like Yaz looks sick.
If you were to replace the Topps design for this year and put this on, say, 71, this photo would fit.
That card looks like it was sat outside for a month in the sun.
Yeah, it's not the best scanned picture. That's a cool Murray.
I like the Murray. That one's slick.
I swear we've seen this photo before.
Johnny Bench, yes, and autographs, and
Oh man, another SP.
early '90s Ricky.
George Springer, Ted Williams, nice.
Always Teddy. They always have a Teddy ball game. A couple of those. So we'll see. And as the super short prints come out, and then a super duper uber unlimited short prints come out.
Just no more Josh Donaldsons, please.
I was looking at the checklist yesterday or something I noticed, and I don't know if it was an error in the way they broke it down, or I'd be interested to see
that. What day?
Huh?
Not that.
No, but I was looking at the Braves team set, and they have Adam Duvall listed as a Brave. He was traded before the season started, and if they've got him in Series 2 in a Braves uniform,
Well,
Yeah, there's a couple guys like that were in Series 2 that weren't on the team even when the season started.
yeah,
So
they
I
used to
think
have
it was already in
Jake
motion.
Lamb on there. Yeah, and Lamb came up and played at the tail end couple of weeks with the A's last year and into the playoffs after Chapman got injured, and they didn't re-sign him. So, yeah, he hasn't been with the A's since, October. You would think that they would catch that, but, yeah, I imagine there's a handful of players even in Series 2 that should not be on the checklist with the team that they're going to be on.
Yeah, and
Here's
then
your Braves checklist.
it's going to hit up a couple of. Go ahead.
no, it was just that 601 Adam Duvall. I would have thought that would have been, changed over to a Marlin.
Yeah, sometimes I just think they're already in that process because of how early they're getting all this stuff going, especially with what happened last year. So,
And yet they get Andrelton Simmons on the Twins.
Yeah.
So again, maybe it's one that slid under the radar.
It's possible.
But we'll see some big rookies or some names. I don't know if they're big rookies, but some names to look for that people in the prospecting community have been talking about for a while. Ryan Weathers for the Padres, Sherton Apostle for the Rangers, a guy that's playing a really good baseball who I like, and it reminds me a little bit of Whit Merrifield, Ben Zobrist type player, Jake Cronenworth with the Padres. Sure. Dude, that guy just gets a hit and just kind of puts the ball out in the field. I've watched a handful of Padres games recently, and that kid's just doop, 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 doop.
I'm not mistaken. He's
like a better Luis Ariz.
It's debatable, but no, I think he assisted on the Musgrove no-hitter, the final out. Nice. I think the ball was hit to him.
William Contreras from the Braves. I know a lot of people have liked him for a while. Florial from the Yankees, who's, Kirilloff, Steph's dude's in here. Daz Cameron, who is Mike Cameron's kid. A lot of people talk about Pavin Smith for the Diamondbacks. Former number 1 overall pick, Mickey Moniak for the Phillies. I think a lot of people forgot about him.
16?
Yeah, 16, I want to say. Jazz Chisholm for the Marlins. Let's see. We have Cabrian Hayes is probably the big name in here. I know people down for the Rangers like Sam Huff. I know he's been out. And then I know Ben can't wait to collect this guy, Dalton Jeffries. I mean, all the time, all the Dalton he can get. By the way, is he related to Greg?
I don't believe so, but it'd be interesting to see.
That's good. So no, it's going to be, and again, a couple of these guys are going to pop. We're going to, that's my thing. Hold your rookie cards because you never know who's gonna take off. And if you like collecting rookie cards, then hold on to them. Don't dump them the week of for a quarter. So. But yeah, we're going to talk about distribution of this product and what's going on. And there was a quote in the chat about from Trey about, we see Series 2 sitting on shelves a lot longer now. The pandemic restrictions are being lifted. I see. Series 2's always kind of hung around a little bit at retail. So I think we might see that a little bit, but I still think people are hungry to get cards and they'll buy it. If they see it, they'll buy it because they're getting to open something at a reasonable price. And I was talking to my LCS owner last week, was it Thursday? And he said there were people that were trying to get $175 to $185 for hobby boxes of Series 2 as of last week, and $300 for a jumbo.
Speaking of Daz Cameron,
what about him?
And letter cards. Sorry, I had to take a sip of my drink. This is a card I pulled a couple years back.
Oh, nice.
Fancy Big Patch A.
So we'll see, but I don't know. But yeah, excited about that. I'm going to be opening some tomorrow. I was really disappointed when it got pushed back till Friday. So, I was all excited, like gung ho. I was going to come on and be like, oh God, I got to open this product. I spent all day with it. This is what's going on. This is what I found. And be able to give you a really awesome detailed report if the hobby was the way to go, if jumbo was the way to go. And I can't. So I will do that next week. I'll try to give some updates as I open it on Friday and let you guys know how it is and how much fun I'm having. I always love it though. I'm just a big dork for it. So we also have 21 Panini Prism draft picks collegiate football dropping on Friday. $490 a box, 5 packs per box, 8 cards per pack. You're gonna have 5 autographs, 5 silver prisms, and 2 additional prisms. It's a 200 card base set with 60 potential NFL rookies. It's a draft product, but pretty good chance. 33 parallel. There's only 33 parallels in the set, so don't worry. You'll be able to build that rainbow. There's new Color Blast cards. It's a 25 card set. They're extremely tough pull. They average 1 in every 10 hobby cases, so that's 1 in every 800 packs. There's also the hobby hybrid boxes. They're 1 in every 30 cases. That's 1 in every 7,200 packs. So if you do pull a Colored Blast from this product, it's probably a pretty nice card. They also have autographs, and there's not much else really to this product besides the color parallels and the base cards. So, you're getting an autograph a pack. Well, quite exciting there. It's our first look at the Prism design for this year's product. Which
I do like the red on red, but it's obviously just for Patrick Mahomes there.
Yeah. Make sure you check out Ryan Cracknell's articles on Beckett.com/news for more details on all these new releases. What's brewing? Next week's releases, we have 21 Topps Museum Baseball and 2021 Panini Impeccable Basketball. We were supposed to talk about Gypsy Queen, Goodwin Champions, but that got pushed back to the end of June. I think June 30th is now the official release date.
So speaking of pushback, and it's not a sport, but I figure it's worth sharing since it was announced today. So for those who play Magic the Gathering, they have a quote-unquote secret lair where they post online. It's usually a themed result. So like last October, last November or so, they had a Walking Dead themed where I had a couple of the characters from the show, but on a Magic card. Kind of cool. Today's announcement was that they are doing a series on Stranger Things. No release date, but some of the artwork. So, for example, this will be on the card that they've already announced. So something to look forward to if you like Stranger Things. Maybe a little outside of your realm if you're not a Magic fan, but artwork And apparently they're doing some retail tie-ins as well. So something to look forward to.
I love Stranger Things, but I haven't ever had Magic or collected Magic cards, but I might have to hunt some of those down to go with the rest of my Stranger Things stuff.
I'll just grab this real quick.
Yeah, it's a good one-off.
Yeah, those Stranger Things, the Heritage, whatever oh my gosh, those are awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because, I talked to my dad who collects some non-sports stuff, but he collects a lot of stuff that is, trading cards were made of that have excuse me.
Like what he had like I knew he had, was it Beatles cards or Beach Boy cards? Batman had cards. So
yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that they made, and that's the thing is, if you're a Superman collector, you might want to collect the Superman cards that were released in the 50s,
sure,
I believe 55, but you might only want to collect one or two. And it's funny that a good friend of ours is Mark Hoyle, who's a big Beatle guy and does not have the Beatle cards, despite the fact that he's a card collector. So these are fun one-offs for maybe somebody that, Steph's showing the Walking Dead stuff, which is awesome. You're a Walking Dead fan, maybe that's something that you want. Stranger Things fan, maybe go get the Magic cards because, if you have the who released the base set, was it Rittenhouse or Cryptozoic?
So. No, Crypto.
So, yeah, if you've got the Cryptozoic set, why wouldn't you want to go out and get the Magic set if it's affordable?
Yeah. But that you just show us, Steph. That's Magic cards.
Yep.
I've never seen them.
So, it's somewhat similar to Pokemon, except it's more like a more adult version.
I've seen the Magic cards. I just didn't see that. I hadn't seen the Walking Dead version of them.
Right. This one in particular was an online release.
Okay.
I was lucky. I walked into a game shop and they had several that they had purchased ahead of time. Paid a slight premium over what it was available for online, but it wasn't too much. They've had a couple others too. It's just the one that we found that we wanted.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Kind of cool.
I love that show.
Great show. Comics are better.
Hop into Infield Chatter, a hobby talk selection part of the show, and I never want to talk about losing someone, but our thoughts and prayers go out to John Newman at Sports Card Nation podcast. It was, he kind of had if you listen to his recent podcast this week, he his quick hits one. He talks about the roller coaster of emotion, booking a trip to go to the National, all this stuff. He's ready, excited to go. And then he gets a call that his brother Steve passed away at the age of 51. And he said, life is tricky sometimes. Not 25 minutes ago after booking my Chicago trip, I received a phone call from Brooklyn. My brother Steve is gone at 51 and going to be a rough day. Hug somebody and tell him you love him. And, he'd said Steve had been in ill health for a while, but they didn't think that, something like this was going to happen anytime soon. And, it's tough. And, it sucks. And we just, a lot of people reached out to John and, we've done a show with him before and I just kind of wanted to mention it and say, hey, we're thinking of you, big guy. And, best thing you can do is tell funny stories and good times you had. And the times used to make you laugh will make you cry now. And the times used to make you cry will make you laugh now. And it's weird the way life flip-flops on you like that. And, so keep strong, my friend. This little bit of information comes from Sports Card Daily's Rich Mueller and via Uncle Rich. It's about Johnny Van Meer cards. And if you don't know who he is, he actually threw back-to-back no-hitters and starts for the Cincinnati Reds was in 1938. And the article talks about children's artist Robert Skeed spotted a triple play design cards on Instagram one day, became quickly enamored with Eric Kettleberg's artistic design style and shared the passion for the game. And he knew he needed to talk to him about Van Meer. And he had this art Van Meer, right?
Vander.
Vandermeer, and he had a relationship with him, and talked about his generosity towards players that were in need and how he would help them out. And so what they're doing is they're creating a triple play design, create a limited quantity of 57 cards to honor number 57, which Vandermeer wore on his jersey in 38. And you could buy these cards, and a portion of the proceeds in the sales of each of the handmade custom cards and larger prints will go to BAT, which helps out former Major League Baseball players that are on hard times. You can go to tripleplaydesigns.com to pick up one of the cards or prints. So, and I know awesome. Steph will drop the links in the chat, but no, very cool. They look neat. And I think that Johnny Vandermeer did something that will never happen again.
Well, it's always touted as one of those records that will never be broken because you have to pitch 3 straight no-hitters. And it's not, well, I mean, maybe this year, but it's an impossible task.
Yeah. 5,086,000. I'm sorry, wow. I can't even read tonight, guys.
That's an interesting number.
Yes, it is. I'm a great accountant.
That's one way to put it.
586,000 plus. Card Life TV put a spotlight out. This was before 1 million cards broke the 5,860K mark with a package from today. We'll profile his march to 1 million. An upcoming episode of the Card Life presented by the Loop app. So our buddy Bo is over halfway there, almost 60% there to getting 1 million Cubs, which again, what is it? 25,000 count boxes, right?
Something to that effect, yeah.
So, right? Is that right? Yeah.
100.
That's 100,000, so it's 200. I'm smart there.
Yeah, no, 200. Sorry, I was watching Mojo Break.
No, I did.
Well, I'm glad you're involved in the show here and hanging out with us.
Well, I was still trying to quantify in my head, like 5,000.
Because that didn't sound right to me. Because I was like, I have like 25,000 count boxes of shit, like stuff right over here.
You know, I was like, man, that's a number that I need to think about for a little bit. Made my brain hurt.
Yep. No, but that's crazy. So we'll check that out, which is pretty cool. Now Steph sent me this next one, and I cried when I saw this. This is pick up the week at Cards CTB. His name's Chris. All right, boys and girls, just completed a deal on a collection of baseball 1954 through 1985, basketball 1970 through 2003, and football 1954 through 2005. So I DM'd him because I picked up some cards and we've talked before. He drove from Cincinnati to Louisville to get it. He said that his wife posted something on Facebook Marketplace about 6 weeks ago, and this just called me last week. His aunt gave it to him, gave all this stuff to him, and said, and his sons wanted nothing to do with it. Thank God. So the first box he opens, 1978 tops. There are 30 plus. 50? Yeah, 50 Nolan Ryans and
about 20 or so Eddie Murray's.
Yeah, Eddie Murray rookie cards. And that's nothing compared to the other stuff that he found. I mean, going through here, there's a football box that's got 5 or 6 OJ rookies, a Montana rookie, a Bradshaw.
Staubach, Bradshaw, Jerry. Yeah.
What did he pay for it?
He didn't say. I can tell you right, there's a Jim Plunkett rookie. But this stuff was loaded. And he said that he opened... Yeah, he had a 71 box that he opened that was baseball, and he said a lot of it was gradable. And then there was like a bunch of
Covey, Gibson,
a bunch of Kobe stuff.
Do we know what he might have paid?
I didn't even ask him. To be honest, I was just mesmerized.
Yeah, the good news about the rainbow at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the gold mine. The good thing about this is it was saved, regardless of whether he got this for free, and he got nothing but good luck out of this. You know, when you have some of this stuff sitting out in somebody's garage and you don't know what it is, it very well could end up in a dumpster bin, and all of this is lost forever. So the good news is it went to somebody, even if he makes an uber profit off of this, assuming he sells through it all. I'm glad that this found a home that can preserve it and getting it in the hands of collectors that can appreciate it. Whether he keeps it all himself or offloads 100% of it, at least it was all saved from a family that said, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, there's a pile of Ricky Henderson rookies, Puckett
Well,
rookies.
yeah, and I was going to ask. So, is there a nicer '90s basketball rookie
Then
sorry, the fly landed on my drink. Then the Kobe rookie there.
Yeah, any Tim Duncan rookie.
Debatable.
Yeah, I mean, there was, if you go up, there was a Deckel. Like, he has all the Deckel cards.
69. Now, I'd be curious to see whether some of them are Canadian or not. Because OPG did release some as well.
But still, it's a 2-row shoebox full of Deckel Edge. Like, 69 Deckel Edge. Like, are you kidding me?
And if that's the whole box, what was there, Steph? There was only 65 of those or something like that in the set. It was a very truncated set. So there's a good chance he's got at least one complete set, depending on how many duplicates are in there. But, if he's got the Pete Rose and was it Foy? There were a couple that were short printed in that set.
Mattingly's and Gwen's and... so he's also like going through, and there was a bunch of like team bag stuff, and he's like, I don't know if they were all looked like they were ready for sale, and he's like, do I open them and see if there's any like stuff, hidden stuff in here? And it to me, I was like, my eyes were rolling back in my head. And funny enough, like about the same time, I get a little ding from OfferUp that baseball cards are available, and I always have that set up. And there's this guy that had a ridiculous amount of 2018 stuff through now of baseball, football, and basketball. He was just dumping we negotiated on price, and I got it down quite a bit, went over and picked it up with like half an hour, and I looking through the box, like through the first 6 or 7 cards he showed me, I was like, I already made my money just in that. But even just in the amount of top loaders that were in here, there were 2 full shoe row boxes of brand new top loaders, which are goldmine right now. But the cards, I mean, there was like Weissmans and all LaMelos and all this stuff, and I was just like, okay, yeah, we have a deal. And if you want to dump any more stuff, just let me know. And he's like, yeah, moving on just to slabs only now. He goes, I don't want raw cards anymore. I'm going to do the slabs. I want somebody to move towards that. I don't want to piece this out and sell it individually. All right.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more of that for anybody that's in Facebook groups. You're seeing a lot of people that are posting very similar worded posts of I'm offloading my entire quote unquote collection. I'm moving all of my inventory, whether that's they're just going back to work and they're done with this last year of having some fun in the hobby, or whether it's more of a financial burden to where they've, got themselves leveraged in some debt and they need, cash out quickly. Could be a lot of variables.
Yeah, but
you're seeing a lot more of it. Yeah, there's deals to be had.
Yeah, and so my thing is OfferUp's nice. It's you can set up a little alert and it'll send you a little ding when stuff comes available. And I've had a lot of success through there picking up stuff locally for a really good price. And I mean, there's some crazy stuff on there and people asking absurd amounts, but you can find good deals on there. And I guess Facebook's good for something. Holy, like my eyes busted out of my head. I saw that stuff. I was like, I couldn't believe some of the stuff he was posting. So good find for him. And he does a lot of, like, I bought a bunch of vintage stuff from him early on. Herman, he might be a good spot to help out with 72 tops because I know
that's what I was just thinking when you see us showing all that.
Yeah, even before he helped me out with I want to say it was 76. He helped me out with a bunch of stuff too, and all came in nice shape. I mean, I wasn't looking for it to be awesome, but it did come in better shape than I even expected. So. The National, we talked about last week, is back on, and it has some signers have been announced, TriStar signers. So there's so many people. There's a ton of baseball and some football, a handful of basketball, a couple hockey, but I'm going to go over some big names here in baseball. The great Johnny Bench, Andre the Hawk Dawson, Chipper Jones, Mike Piazza, and a first-timer, Hall of Famer Larry Walker was on the list. couple interesting names on there. I saw like Brett Saberhagen was on there. Jack Clark, Marty Cordova. Yeah, there you go. Raleigh Fingers. Chuck Knobloch, R.A. Dickey. Remember he was a thing. In football, Antonio Gates, he's a first-timer. Jim Kelly, John Randall, Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas. In basketball, you have Nate Tiny Archibald, Rick Barry. And first-timer is George Gervin, the Spurs fame. Horace Grant and James Worthy, Big Game James. So, and then was the two in hockey. I want to say that not the Holes, right? There's a family on there. Yeah, Bobby and Brett Hull and Chris Chelios will be announced. And there's going to be a lot more, but these were the ones they've said so far will be there. So
if you go to the National and you're excited to meet R.A. Dickey, anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Hey, I went and I met Patrick Renna and got his autograph. Okay. I was super excited.
There's also a portion of these that are just free with admission to the show.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I'm just saying, if I walk past and R.A. Dickey's like, I got a free autograph for you, I'd be like, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I think I'm catching Shep's cold.
Yeah, through the
pushed off.
I really hope you don't, because it was awful. Like it was like, yeah, just eBay buyers are added. eBayers are added again. B Schultz 12. eBay sellers just got this message from somebody who apparently is going to have a friend buy an item. Thoughts, any input is appreciated. I loved this. It was great. A great read. And I hope to get a seller or buyer like this one. Says, my friend is about to order now. Please put an extra protection on slabs. If you sandwich it on 2 cardboard or cutout cartons is good. Also, maybe you can give
but no. See, up until that point, he was good. Hey, can you please protect it? Fine.
And he goes,
little asinine, but okay. Sure.
Yeah. Also, maybe can you give freebies? A LeBron Raw card or a Doncic Raw, if any? If not, that's not a problem. Thanks. Hey, if you have any Mickey Mantles or like $1,000 or something you want to just drop in there extra, some nudes or something, hey, go ahead and slide those in there when you send this out for me, would you?
I only accept Mike Trout additional rookies as well as Honus Wagner's.
I mean, when I go to the restaurant, I like to sit there and just order water, and the waitress will ask me anything else. I'll be like, yeah, if you want to throw me down, shrimp cocktail, plate of some wings, burger and fries. I mean, if that's not a problem, thanks.
Also, my tip will be $1.
What's interesting about that, it was talking about the protection. Can you please protect that and stuff? Obviously, the person knows enough about the hobby, but has zero feedback. It's just very, very curious.
Yeah. No, I just thought, weird, right? Hey, throw in some freebies. So funny story you say that about sitting in the restaurant. My sister used to work at Chili's when she was in college in San Diego. And she used to have these people would come in every Sunday night, and randomly, again, they would be in her section, and they would always order waters all around. And this is like 15 or 20. So this is people. This is a couple of different families getting together. And they'd all sit together, and then they would order the endless chips and salsa and the waters. And they would be there for 3 hours. And just killing the general manager, like they would lose their mind because they're just killing their profit margins, right? Because the chips and salsa is $3, the waters, and then they would leave her like a buck tip. And she's I was over there filling up 20 waters every 20 minutes and chips and salsa all night long. So yeah, that just made me think of it.
Yeah.
So
you can't tell me how to eat at the Applebee's and the Chili's.
This is my those back pages update of the week. There are now Croc stilettos.
I know, I have some.
Sorry, Eric's a huge guy. Let me rephrase. Eric is a huge supporter of Crocs for his diabetes issues. So we always give him memes related to Crocs.
I have diabetes as well, and I will wear socks with sandals because of that, but I won't wear Crocs.
It's just what he found that's most comfortable. So
Divorce is tough. I don't know if you guys know that, but Heritage Sport Auctions tweets out, coming up in our August Platinum auction, Ben Zobrist 2016 Cubs World Series ring, the first Cubs player ring to hit the auction block. No, he made like 50, 60, whatever, 80 million playing Major League Baseball, but it's gotten bad enough where he's going to have to sell his World Series ring from a team that hadn't won in 100-umpteen years.
It's going to...
At least he still has the one from the Royals.
I mean, if you're going to be a collector of something like this, you would have to think over the last 20 years, name a more sought-after, what the 04 Red Sox, would be another highly desirable one. But they've won World Series since then, which almost kind of bastardizes that a little bit. It's just I could get another one. Do I need one from 04? Can I take one from what are the years they went? 07 and 2011, I believe, 13. And then 18. You look at it and go, they've won enough recently. But I can see a lot of people, especially Cubs. This is probably going to sell for a pretty penny, but yeah.
Well, and that's why this one is for sale and not his Royals ring.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going to maximize it, because you got a coverage
the
deck.
Royals have won more World Series in the last 50 years than the Cubs have, so I'm okay with that. Scalper's going to get scalped. This comes from Just17Y. Imagine buying something with the intent to flip and not being able to sell it because you paid too much. Then you complain and want a refund on a product that doesn't accept them. How about opening the box like a collector and trying not to scalp? So this comes from T. Kaleem 30. So Fanatics will not let me return a standard Panini America Chronicles mega box that they scalped me $9.99 for. Imagine you find you the product is untouched, unsealed. Nice job, Fanatics. Way to scalp the American people. Yep.
How much did he pay?
$9 or $99. What did I say?
Well, which is it?
You said $9.99. Now you said $9.
They got a deal.
I mean, anybody who's listening at home has no idea about any numbers in tonight's show.
No,
$99.
$99. You guys got to help me. I'm like, dude, it's been a week. I loved the comment back though from Fanatics. Thank you for reaching out to us upon review of your recent order. Our records indicate that you purchased a trading card or set, loose or boxed. As stated on the website, these items are final sale and cannot be returned. So off. And there's more. I mean, but I love it. Like, hey, I overpaid for this and I want to return it because I can't sell it now.
How much did he overpay for it?
$50.
Probably.
I mean,
$60.
Dude, it's Chronicles though. Did he overpay?
No, that's gonna. I've seen somebody allegedly on Facebook had a mountain of Chronicles. These megas
there,
and they had like to say they had 100, and they were like created in a mountain, like walked up the wall, and he posts it, and he's like, PM me for price. And like 15 minutes later in the comment section, he was one of the only ones. I lost the post because I really wanted to laugh at it on Twitter. He's like, all of them sold. I'm like, this could be up there a week and you didn't sell all those. Come on. Yeah. Come on. You're trying to get $75, $80 out of them. I'm just like, but you're going to see more of this. People that overspend and they're going to try to return it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, sports card investors, and I know that is Ben's moniker. I know he's planning on a back tat
right on the small of my back. It's going to be right there.
Yeah. So this comes from Bowman 1951. By the way, this just proves not a single one of you have the credentials or acumen to be a sports card investor. There is no test for it. There's no degree. Granted, it's all made up BS as a marketing gimmick. And it reverts back to he shows a picture of invest in sports cards. They only said it's a no-lose situation, only goats. Talking about the PSA 9 Jordan that's dropped in value over the last. This is from last week. We just didn't have time to get to it, but it had fallen in value quite a bit. And so it's just all these investors were saying, go out and buy, Jordan. And again, Jordan is always a good buy. But at some point in time, there was a point where it was not a good buy anymore.
Sure.
And it came back down.
It's only a good buy relative to what you intend to do with it. In other words, if you're gonna overspend for it, because we were talking to He-Man earlier in the show, right? What would you spend on, a 101 or a low numbered Freddie Freeman? Okay, well, I spent $100. Well, maybe it's only a $60, $70 card, but if it's going into his PC for life until the day the good Lord comes calling, it's not an overspend for him. If the idea being, well, I'm paying $100 hoping that, like that guy who spent, what was it, $100K on his Tua collection, I hope in a couple of years I'm going to be able to flip it for 4 to 5 times, and it's like, get out now. You better hope that you can get 70 cents on the dollar now, and put that in anything. Your 401k, a Roth IRA, put it in low yield bonds.
Probably do better.
Put it under your
mattress.
Put it under your mattress and hedge against inflation on the USD. You'll still do better. But there was a conversation I had gotten into today, or no, it was yesterday, with some chucklehead that I had already blocked on Twitter, but I got pulled into the conversation, and he's a big Bitcoin guy, and he got into it with me and Sports Card Hub and Ivan and a couple of other people that have financial backgrounds that live in this world, whether it be, a financial advisor like Ivan or the other guy who deals with the stock market on a daily basis. And he's just talking up, and he kept using the word safe. Oh, this is a safe, Bitcoin's safe. I was like, sorry, all finances, everything to do with any money whatsoever is not safe ever. I don't care. You're inflation, deflation of the monetary, regardless of which type of money it is. Whether it's low yield bonds, which is as close to a risk-free asset as you're going to get, and it would be, in other words, it would be a Michael Jordan or a Mickey Mantle, right? Something that there's no way you're going to lose money on, but you still can. You'll always lose.
A long-term play, though. Like the Jordan look is a long-term play. It's not. He's not going to go out and score 50 tomorrow night to make it a quick flip. It's not. And so I just thought that's funny. And then our buddy at Sports Card News, Ryan, said 3 months ago, these YouTube guys told you to buy modern cards. Oops. And he was bringing down Ben's cousin Jeff Wilson.
I hate to see that good guy get into some trouble with Ryan.
About Brandon Ingram rookies, all this stuff. He goes, best sports cards to invest in March 2021 for big profits. And I would like to everybody go back, watch that video, and then tell me how well he did. It's funny because it just everybody started beating up on it, and it's like, dude,
Brandon Ingram,
good,
Select and Prism.
I think it's funny. He's a hack, dude. Like I think Bowman 51 said it in the follow up on the tweets there that he's full of shit. And again, there's nobody like a regulator. There's not a test you have to take. You can just get on and say, hey, listen, I'm a smart guy and sports cards are and I'm an investor in this. And, it's like, hey, just because you're a good hitter doesn't make you a good manager, bro. Like, in the same thing. And so
the best reply I saw to this, you guys must not understand how markets work. Hey, is this you?
Yeah. California
NBA
Card
Top
Store.
Shop will be the new wave of sports collectibles.
Hey, by the way, where has all the Top Shop talk been lately? Like the playoffs are going. You think these moments would be moving or be popping?
You didn't get your buy one get one or buy one get 8 free.
Is it buy one get them all free now? Like, please come and check out our site.
That was still the last you heard out of them.
And how about the tops? Where are you, tops, with your NFTs?
I tried going on there to sell it twice. There it is. I love the whistle. I tried to go on there and sell my cards on the market twice, or at least place them for sale on the market twice. Yeah, moments, whatever they're. What I call them?
Cards.
Cards.
They're
Okay, yeah.
moments.
The GIFs and GIFs and
the YouTube clip.
Yeah, yeah. What happened to that one where you do the 7-second clips, but nothing more than 7 seconds? What the hell was that called? Vine. Before TikTok took over and said, "Screw it, you can do minute-long videos." But it's one of those things where I went on there twice. It would not let me. Sorry, come back later. And I'm like, I'll eat the $9 loss. It's not going to hurt our bottom line. We'll be fine. I own 3 of these things. But
Ben, that can buy you a fractional share of an 85 McGuire.
Buy me a fractional share of my auto insurance next time it goes up.
Panic selling. Leaf CEO Brian Gray said, if people panic sell Luka Doncic rookie cards today, you have no business speculating on cards. Clearly, you don't have to watch the game. If you do, you clearly don't realize Luka is a top 3 player in the game, and he's 22. Can't wait to mop the floor with panic sellers in the coming weeks.
So, what happened to the Mavericks?
Yeah, they lost. They looked bad. I turned on that fourth quarter of that game, and it was like they just disappeared. They went. But again, this is the same thing as that. Like Tatis got hurt, right? And it's like sell. What? Why? Like he didn't go out and he didn't go all Keith Appling on somebody, right? Like that's the new one, and like
Can we show that tweet one more time? Because let's not overlook the most important part of that tweet, which I called him out on it. And I quote tweeted him and said, someone's learning. He said, let's read the first sentence together. If people panic sell Luka's rookies today, you have no business. What? He said speculating. This is a guy who has said investing all along, and I always give him crap and razz him for it. Good old fashioned, collector to collector ribbing. He always says, and I said, someone's learning. And he said, I said that solely for your benefit. Well done, Brian. You have learned.
It's true. Like, it's not investing, it's speculating. And then guess what? I'll speculate. I speculate on people all the time. I think that, hey, this guy's going to do well. And then sometimes, like, I think at one point I was going through some cards I had. I might have been speculating on Clint Frazier, but I just think I might have just ended up with a bunch of Clint Fraziers at one time. But it's like sometimes you do that, or sometimes it's a Francisco Tatis. You're like, I like the cut of his jib. And
Francisco Tatis or Fernando?
No, Francisco is his brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, dude,
don't speculate. I know. I've missed like 3 words tonight that are finance related that I'm just thinking like tomorrow I'm going to kick myself and go. Reminds me of that movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence when he forgets his name, and halfway into this conversation with a lady of the night, he goes, Claude, I've never done that before. Never forgotten his first name. And midweek your brain starts to get fried when you talk about the same stuff over and over again. But don't panic sell ever, ever, ever on superstars. Ever. Why would you? If you want to panic sell on Yermin Mercedes because dude goes into like an 0 for 28, cool.
Please do.
Hey, that's just what that is, dude. You shouldn't have bought him in the first place. And he got a Project 70 card.
See, everyone needs to buy Nico Goodrum cards. Also, Shep, you're muted.
Does Mercedes, what does he have out? I thought he only had out was like auto cards.
He has a Project 70 card released yesterday or today or whatever.
That's set. Can we just kill it? It's so stupid. I'm tired. Oh,
yeah.
It makes me want to vomit. So we have some Brent and Becca news. So normally we talk, when Flagship gets released, this is our biggest source of news and insight to how the product's going, good, bad, the ugly. And he tweeted out yesterday, I've decided I have delayed posting anything because I've been making sure, since I could not secure product at a decent price from a reliable source, For the first time in almost 20 years, I will not be breaking a Topps base release. I have 0 cases coming. There are many thoughts and much to say, but I'm not quite ready. I can say that as of now, I'm out of the case-breaking business of new releases. It was a 20-plus year ride that I always knew would come to an end, and I've thought about that and discussed many times over the past few years. I will be still in the hobby, collecting and selling through old inventory, and like many of you, if I could pick up a box or a case or retail here and there, I will continue as long as the price is right, which currently isn't the case. I have a lot of cards over the past few years I need to list, and I have over 14,000 unique items up in my eBay store now. So I'll be around for a long time, and maybe things will change down the road. I may even go to the National for the first time in 30 plus years. I have more to say soon. I'm sure that many will have questions that I will answer. The main reason is that the current mark prices are so high that I'm no longer able to get allocations at or near cost, so I'm unable to do what I've done for a long time. I can't lock in quantity. I was blessed over the years having unlimited access to product, including many years when the market was way down. Some of you may not realize, but there were years when product came out, the prices of cases dropped below cost the week of release. It wasn't always easy. For me, if I was paying $500 per jumbo case of Topps and hoping to get very best to make a 50% ROI, which again would be amazing, especially in a huge quantity. That was great for me. Yet now when cases are 2.5 to 3 times the cost, that would mean my very best ROI ever. I'd be losing money if I did it. I was able to get 100 cases of Series 2020 Series 1 like usual, but for 2021, my cut was down to 5. I've not been cut before, and I was surprised. I was able to pick up an additional 5 hobby to get to 10 cases. I was happy. The writing was on the wall, business-wise. I appreciate everyone who has supported Brent and Becca in many different ways over the years. Again, I'm not gone. Just not opening large quantity of new release anymore. While I won't have any Series 2 in my eBay store, I hope to find some update, heritage, high number, and etc. this year. And there's a lot more tweets to this. I know there's a lot to unravel there, but it's just kind of like the end of an era when I'm going to be opening more stuff than Brent and Becca for a series like a flagship release. Makes me just like sad. I mean, when you're opening 50 to 100 cases every time, and your distributor or the manufacturer who you've supported year after year without question kind of just takes a dump on you. This is hard. This is a hard pill to swallow, I think.
Yeah, and no offense to you, and we're going to use you as an example. If you're getting product and he's not, I don't care how much you're getting, there's something wrong.
Well, yeah, and this product I'm not getting from my distributor because I'm getting shut out all the time. But I have the LCS. I'm lucky enough I work a decent deal with. So
right, that principle of he should be getting some.
Yeah, something
should be for sure.
This is really indicative of the market, though. If I can have just a couple minutes to use an analogy to explain what we're seeing in the hobby. When we all know that one of the biggest things when it comes to dieting is, portion control, but also eating slowly is extremely important because it takes your body about 20 minutes or so for your digestive system to catch up and realize you're full. So oftentimes we overeat, especially if we go back for seconds or in a buffet style environment where you can, it's all you can eat. The slower you eat, the more opportunity you give your body to register that you're getting full or you've reached full. And oftentimes when we go get additional portions of anything, we're chasing the taste and not that, to get full. Now having said that, right, you eat quickly and it leads to indigestion and heartburn. It leads to that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like, oh my God, I overate. Let me undo the top, undo my belt buckle and the button of my jeans. Happens at like Thanksgiving and things like that, right? So the reason I bring up that analogy, it's very poignant to what's going on right now in the hobby. For the last couple of years, we've seen this right-sided trajectory. It just keeps going up and up and up. I've seen distribution lists of year over year and how insane these prices have gone up on certain products, and the ones that were $80 are now $180 in short order. It's continuing to go up and up. What's happening though? That's the overeating effect, right? It's not giving yourself enough time to digest your food. Right now, we're starting to see a downward trajectory on the secondary market. Prices are starting to fall, and how long that's going to last, we don't know. Is this the market correcting itself, or is it just a temporary dip? Whether it lasts 6 weeks, 12 weeks, we don't know what's going to happen on the secondary. Of course, nobody can predict that. We're just seeing this downward trend. And what's happening right now is you're seeing people that are over leveraging themselves on these inflated prices that Brent Williams just said that he outlined. I'm not going to do it. I'm not paying 2 to 3x. That would eat up all of my potential return. And you're getting, ultimately, a lot of people are going to pay these additional prices for products that have marginal return to begin with, and they're going to get stuck with it as the secondary continues to decline. And to go back to the analogy, that's that feeling of indigestion. Oh, I ate too much. I overspent on trading cards. I cannot get my money back. And it's going to make some people go bust. And unless they're watching these market trends and they're seeing that the upward trajectory of MSRP is not in line anymore. For a while, they were both going up, and they just kept going up linear, right? They were carrying one another. They were connected by handcuffs. One's going up, the other one's going up. And right now, you have one going up at a 45-degree angle exponentially, while the other one's starting to go down at some degree thereof. It's not in line with one another, and there are going to be some people out there that, if they're not careful, are going to be in for a very bad day, and we're talking soon. We're talking about a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and the whole thing with this is that when something, if it goes back to quote normal, like I was reading an article, it was a video, it was like a news report out of South Dakota, but it was a news article tied to it, where this shop was celebrating 20 years of being in the trading card business, father's son, all this stuff. And the guy said, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 were not fun and happy years in this hobby as a shop owner. He goes, since 2017, we've seen it spike and go up. And he's like, we're riding this. Right. It was this older guy. And he was like, yeah, like I'm going to do business. Like, and what happens when it goes back to say that pre-2017 is we've talked about, that's kind of been the mark. And it's funny that someone from South Dakota sees it the same way, that's at a hobby store. And they need somebody like Brent Williams to come get him out and say, hey, we have all this product again. Hey, Brent, what's up, buddy? Remember us? Hey, we got 300, 400, 500 cases. You want it? And maybe that gets him back into it. Or maybe he's just like, hey, I'm tired of this. I'm out. Like, no, you enjoy that stuff. I'll see you later. I'm on to other stuff. I'm on to, Top Shot. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying? Like, he moves on to something else in his life. To me, it's like, because it's all gravy right now. It feels good when you can open stuff and you can pull one card out. It pays for everything else. You get nice and excited. Like I opened my Mega Bowman yesterday. I pulled a Nick Gonzalez autograph, and I was like, blue, and it's the only one I put on eBay. So I put it up there, and I said, if I sell it for half of what it listed for, it pays for all the other cards, and I'm happy. And somebody got a good card, and they're excited. But it's just, at some point they're going to want him back, and they might have burned that bridge too far where he doesn't want to cross it again. So it's just sad. It just made me sad because I bought so many when I was down. Like I didn't have all the extra money in the world to spend on trading cards, and I could get a few bucks here and there together. I get my team set and my complete set from him. I'd reach out and say, hey, this is what I can do. And he would, hey, we can do that deal. And then he would send them out, and always in a timely fashion, always in a brand new box, always, and brand new, supplies. Everything was done super professionally in a timely manner. And we became friendly over it. And now that's gone. That resource is gone. And it's like, hey, we don't care about you guys and your base cards. We just want the money, bro.
Yeah, I had just
seven.
found him last year. I think Ben had told me about him
Yeah.
and had started using him, and then I think I got last year's Heritage and then last year's Tops sets, and then now this year it's this, you know.
I've been
His interview on the show may be one of our top 5, top 10 episodes.
Yeah, and he was open and honest about it, and he knew it was coming, and we even talked about it then, and the money that you have to put out every year. And he's not open in everything, but he's open in a lot of some big stuff. Oh, he opened a lot of Heritage. He opened a lot of archives. He opened a lot of this. He opened all like Gypsy Queen Allen, and get all that stuff that had a lot of base to it. It was base heavy. He was in, and so I always loved watching him pull off the big hit, the case hits and stuff, and letting you know, like, and you see it and you're just like, oh, dude, you got 2 Trout on it? Like, are you kidding me? That's awesome.
You know what this looks like, and I feel bad even bringing this analogy up, is Brent's been talking about his health in recent years and how he doesn't get a lot of sleep during these big releases, and I'm going to see a movie. I haven't been out of the house literally in 3 months because he's been so focused on the trading cards, and I've had some private conversations, which I'll keep private, but he's been talking about possibly getting out for a couple of years now. And he's almost like the superstar, like a Jerry Rice that, is an Oakland Raider and he's still productive. But he just stuck around. And then next thing we know, we're seeing Jerry Rice as a Denver Bronco and a Seattle Seahawk. You see this all the time. Chris Davis of the A's and Rangers gets designated for assignment this week. There's a good chance the National League institutes the DH next year, opening up 15 new jobs. Maybe Milwaukee, maybe even Oakland brings him in for a minor league contract and says, what do you have left? And he gets, Milwaukee and Oakland, because they both have, he's played for both franchises. Look at what happened with Jed Lowry, right? They knew him, said 2 years of being injured, minor league contract, we'll throw you a bone. You come in, and he made the team. Chris Davis most likely just got retired by Major League Baseball. Odds of him having another Major League at bat probably is extremely low, right? It's too bad that Brent didn't make this decision for him 2 or 3 years ago before it got to something like this, where we're all looking like they're going to make over 1 billion cards and release them this weekend for this one release. And this man who's bought hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a year, I don't know what his expenditures are, but the amount of money he's thrown at. And again, this guy was supporting Topps in 07 and 08 when Fleer and Donruss are going out of business. And this guy's buying the crap and the garbage that was coming out that nobody wanted. And he was there. And now he can't even get a couple of cases. And this isn't necessarily solely on Topps. A lot of it is also the distributors that are trying to hold on to this for 2X, 3X. And again, if he was willing to pay 3X, I guarantee you he's got product coming this week. It's not about unavailability. It's about the fact that it's gotten so expensive on that right-sided trajectory that the entire hobby has to look at this and go, we're done. We collectively cannot afford these prices.
But my question is, where is it going? Now, that's the big thing. Is like, okay, so all this was available. Now they said he's not spending enough. It's not there. My question is, are some of the distributors, and who knows what the shenanigans they're playing behind the scenes, are saying, hey, we're getting X number of boxes. We're going to we're going to take all of our pre-orders, send them into Topps and said, hey, we have, all these cases that we need, right? Topps comes back and says, okay, we're going to give you 75% of that. And they're like, okay. They go back and they tell all their dealers they're working with, we know we wanted this number. Topps came back, cut us. We're at 25% of what they're actually getting. Now they still have all this additional inventory. And if the product does well, then, oh, look, we got some more in. Oh, guess what? We got another wave in. And these waves come in. But now the prices have gone up, and they're no longer at wholesale prices. They're now at current market prices. And, it's all about people trying to chase that dollar and,
dollar.
Wait till that money's not there and see what happens, y'all. So I hope you got it. I hope you're saving it, not spending it. So we always have a question of the week, and this is last week. We had this one from Matt Major, but we held on to it for this week.
Two this week.
What's up?
So we
Three
had
this
two
week.
this week.
No, just this one.
Side chat.
Oh, I did not look there. So this one is: would you rather pull a low, mediocre PC 1 of 1, or a huge name 1 of 1, say like Trout or Francisco Tatis?
Mm-hmm.
Did that on purpose there. That you would flip that you would 100% flip for way more than it would cost to buy your 1 of 1 PC item. I'm gonna let He-Man lead off.
Well, I'd say, I mean, it can go both ways. I don't think I'd rather pull my PC. Just for the sheer excitement, even the excitement of pulling your guy from the pack and it being a 1-on-1. You know, that, I mean, yeah, you can pull the Tatis or Trout and sell it and go try to find your PC 1-on-1, but it's not the same to me. I wouldn't think.
No, and I gotta agree. Ben has his own, but for those of us that actually still do break an occasional box, or even more often break a box, it's being able to pull even a number to 50 Twins card or a young gun for my Kirill Kaprizov. That's that much nicer in that, one, I don't have to attempt to sell it. I don't have to deal with eBay hassles to sell and then hunt down something that I want once it sells. So yeah, I'd rather pull it myself than flip and sell. I mean, even in the instance 2010, 2012, somewhere in there, we opened a box of Series 1, Series 2, might have been an update. And I pulled a Denard Span yellow printing plate. Sure, it's not a major name, but it was a twin printing plate. And I'd much rather that than like your Beat Torrealba.
Or a Mike Trout update.
Well, I mean,
There's really no right or wrong answer. I saw Mark Hoyle had responded to Cardboard Stats poll that he had put out today, and he's like, he goes, can't answer it, don't open product. And I had responded to Mark saying, yeah, you still can, because it's just the theoretic. If you opened it, right? I bought a $20 blaster years ago of, I think it was Gallery, and it was one of those things like just to open something with Bentley. One card Dad needs out of there. You can have them all except one card. What are the odds I pull it out of a random blaster? I did. $3 insert. It was worth my $20 bill. It was exciting. 2012 Prism, I bought the Cespedes auto out of it and opened up a couple of packs while I was working and helping out the LCS. And I pulled it out of there, and I'm like, now I've got 2. So let me sell the one I bought. But yeah, you're ecstatic when you get a PC piece out of a pack. I mean, the statistical odds of that happening, let alone we're talking about a 1 of 1.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's money can buy you something. Yeah, it's always going to be nice if you can pull something that has a ridiculous price tag that you can sell and allocate those funds to multiple items or chase a 1 of 1 PC, you know, if you can find one. But to be able to pull something super ass neat out of a pack for your PC, no less, come on, that's got to be it, right?
Well, and not even a low number, because we broke 2 Bowman Megas, and I got a couple Twins. But then Ange looked upon 2, I forget what they call them, the 2 or 3 card packs that they have at the store. And neither of the 4 packs had a single twin. I wasn't asking for an auto. I wasn't asking for a low number to 33 to 50. Just any of them. And nothing. Shut out.
How many cards do they have, though?
40 or so? Something like that?
So, what about you, Tim?
No, so I think it goes back. I actually think you were there when I did this. 2012, August of 2012, we're at the store that shall not be named. And the Panini reps there, and they're giving out packs of rookies and stars.
Mm-hmm.
A box of rookies and stars, and there was also like they were doing
Value pack. That's what I was looking for.
some group breaks or whatever. And I'm a Colts fan, right? And this was Andrew Luck's rookie year. And I open a pack, and inside at a number, what is it, 249 or 299, is a rookie patch auto of Andrew Luck. So one, it's like the case hit of the box, or of the case hit. It's the hit of the box, whatever, and it's my guy, the new quarterback for my team, and like the most sought after guy at that point in time. And I'm just like, oh my, like that happened, right? And even though it was a big dollar card at the time, it still was that the story behind that pull. Had it been, a baseball card, right, and it was Salvador Perez, still would have been happy because it still would have that story, right? It's gonna stay with me forever, and it's super cool because I've pulled nice cards before, sold and bought other stuff that I really wanted. But to have that story, or I can remember back to being in that store and getting that pack and opening that card and getting that card out of the pack was just cool. And I have a similar story to Ben. So in 2012, I wasn't buying Topps hobby boxes for football. I was buying the retail blasters because they had like these, the draft picks had some kind of a relic card thing in them, and I was trying to build the set. And the last one I needed was Robert Griffin III. And at the time, they were super expensive on eBay. And so I just kept buying blasters, building my set, getting extra rookie cards and all this stuff. And there was one blaster on the shelf one day, bought it, get to the car, open that pack, and boom, it was the Robert Griffin card. I mean, now it's like a dollar card or whatever, right? But at the time it completed the set, I was so excited. I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh. Like this, and this, I'm brand new back in the hobby. This is the first like relic set I'm putting together. I'm thinking they're cool. I'm just like, oh, this is awesome. Like, oh man. And, so it's those stories you have, those moments that you have in the hobby that you might not get is when you get a mail day, you open up and you're like, okay, there's the card I spent time looking for on eBay and I bought. It's neat to have. I'm glad I have it, but it doesn't have that same, excitement, that same like, oh God, this is why I'm doing this stuff. This is why I enjoy doing this. So,
yeah, no, there was one pack of Pro Debut left in a box at the LCS that shall not be named under previous ownership, and one pack, and I had my daughter who was probably about 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there at the time, and she and the shop owner Chris were going back and forth, giving each other a hard time, and he's like, "Here, kid, why don't you open this last pack?" She opens it up right there in the shop, pulls a 1/1. It was Pro Debut 1/1 auto of Matt Lipka of the Braves. Not a huge prospect or anything, but it was a 1/1, and I have that card to this day. It's a PC for life, not because I collect Braves, not because Lipka turned out to be some superstar, but because of the story. It's just the story is worth more than anything I can sell the card for, and that card represents the memory of that story. And funny thing too, they had the summer all-stars or summer ones insert packs. I forget what they were, from like 2014 or something like that. It's like a 50 card set. And he gave her a random pack at the shop one day, and she pulled a Nick Markakis with the Orioles auto, and he immediately offered her cash. But because they'd always give each other a hard time, she refused the cash to keep the card just because he wanted it. And I was like,
despite him.
I was like, listen, you could go take that over to, we got a hobby store. And I was like, you go buy yourself a Briar horse with the cash. And she goes, no, I'm never selling that card to Chris. I was like, so we could put it up on eBay and sell it? She goes, sure. I was like, why won't you sell it back to him? She goes, because then he wins. And I'm like, oh, dear Lord, child. I've either taught you
she truly is yours,
or taught you horribly. I don't know which one.
Needed there.
But I admire the game.
So, hey, speaking of hobby stores, I heard that if you go into Hobby Lobby, you might be able to find 2021 NBA trading cards.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
Not
Wish me
personal
luck.
experience, but I've heard it happening. So, yep. And I do want to say, hey, you know what? Heads up, the thing. You know what? Target did a really good thing. I got my mega boxes in yesterday. I got to open them. It was great. It was, guess what? It was fun to open some retail products again at the regular price. I mean, I paid taxes on it, which is what I would have paid in the store, but they shipped it to me for free. Came, it wasn't crushed or anything. No big deal. I opened it up, had some fun. But man, what an amazing feeling. And think of all the other true collectors I saw posting that were opening it. It was, I think, a great feeling for a lot of people.
First
They
time
got to
I
open
found
retail.
Bowman, let me rephrase. First time I've found and been able to open Bowman in a couple of years.
Yeah. So you know what? To keep it up, Tops. I know that somebody in the chat was talking about they did last Friday. You know, so Friday mornings is the time to look.
Seemingly.
That they're put it up there, and I think, hey, you know what? Do that. Make people go on, create the account, buy it. You know, if you want to buy multiple, I think that they're asking for you have to use. There's ways you can get around that, I guess, but don't take advantage of the system. Use it, buy a couple, enjoy, have some fun with it. Because guess what? There were so many megas, like the price has literally fallen. The bottom's fallen out of it. Because I was talking to people that buy retail from people to get it to resell it, and they were paying $35 for a mega box. So before taxes, if you have to pay taxes, they were $30. So a lot of work for $5. So open them. I don't know. Have fun with it, guys. Any final thoughts before we head out tonight?
Yeah, I think we had one more question that Steph wanted to cover.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, I was going to pop that in here. With the newly minted and revived Instagram account about the cards, I got shot a DM request, and sorry, initially missed it. However, I felt like we should probably address it on show. Hey guys, I'm Felix, collector from Germany, collecting Jets cards and also getting into baseball. Instagram just lifted my love for the hobby into another level. But there's so many accounts that are not about the love of collecting and showing the cards, but about investing. I'm avoiding those accounts, and I was wondering if you have suggestions of people that are worth following. Would appreciate your suggestions. I really enjoy listening to your pod and definitely will keep listening. Best, Felix, aka my_new_York_Jets_cards. Long username. So be it. One, thanks for listening. Love it. Especially from a different country. That's nice. Nice to hear. As far as Instagram, like I said, we're just getting back into it. However, and it's kind of a lazy answer. Any of the people that we're currently following are definitely worth looking into. They're probably people that have crossed over from Twitter. But if you guys have any suggestions or suggestions for Felix, run them by us, and we'll share those out.
Yeah, and if Felix ever hops on the Twitter, definitely reach out to us and tag us on Twitter. And we'd be more than happy to give you 50 tweets with, the maximum amount of names. There's so many great people. Herman, of course, being one of them here on the show tonight, that we would happily direct you towards that. Somebody asked a question on Twitter today. Are there any Twitter accounts that are about talking card collecting and whatnot, basically the same question Felix had, that aren't just there to sell. So it's kind of a one-off, but the same premise of, I don't want to just go on there. I want to read the articles if in a magazine, not just see the pictures, so to speak. If you're ever on Twitter, we have so many good friends and good people in the hobby that we learn from, that we would highly endorse, that we follow for a variety of reasons, that we've created great friendships, hopefully lifelong friendships with. Again, Herman's one of them. Good people. And we can go on and on and on. So if you're ever on there, and in the meantime, take Steph's advice about Instagram, and hopefully we can shoot you into some accounts that you might enjoy, and from there, hopefully they'll sprint off into even more for you, regardless of what your favorite social media platform is.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I opened that rack pack real quick. Some highlights. This was a big card at the time. Greg Swindell, who was a big
Follows me on Twitter for some reason.
Real. The Doc
Sure.
for Ben. Got a little Ricky Henderson. Turn back the clock.
That's Ricky.
Another really big card at the time. Corey Snyder, All-Star rookie card.
Also part of the 85 Tops USA.
Yep. Raphael.
Nice.
Yeah. Old Gary Carter. Frankie V.
Great signer.
I just pulled that one up. What's up?
Great signer through the mail.
Oh, nice. Hall of Famer Jimmy Rice. Tony
So
Gwynn.
funny story about Jim Rice. I found out about 2 months ago that my wife works with his nephew.
Oh, very cool.
Can
Nice.
you hook it up and get us? We would love a Hall of Fame baseball player on the show.
I'm still trying to get an autograph.
hey, don't be selfish. Cut it out. After 8 long years, we finally got you on the podcast. Don't be selfish.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on an autograph.
There we go. Well, maybe
I'll give you an autograph. You get him on the show. I'll sign Ben Wilson, Tim Shepler, Stephen Loeffler. I'll sign
Jeff
Jim
Wilson.
Rice.
I can get you his nephew. I can get you his nephew.
That's a
By the way,
start.
season 4 starts the last show of June here, June 30th. So I'm gonna start. We're gonna start putting out, tweeting out some questions for maybe some thoughts and maybe some updates to the show and what we're doing. But we appreciate everything. Remember, we're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific
10 Central.
on YouTube and Facebook Live and Twitch. Make sure to subscribe and review our show on all platforms. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram about the cards. Follow Ben at our trading cards. You can always follow Steph at Junkwax Twins. You can follow Herman at 3B Collection. You can always follow me at Big Shep 79. Please share your hobby stories, great pulls, and send your questions our way. Keep collecting, and we'll see you all next week.